love just so much. They keep fighting me. I'm not giving up. May the realms of science fill my spiritual cup. Wisdom overstanding must never be too much. Give I protection day and night from even the pestilence that walk at that daylight.
Okay, gonna try to be really quick here, but I found a comment that hadn't been approved yet at YouTube. It was from apparently 3 days ago. Again, this is Aron offering me a debate, which, I tried to accept. He didn't accept, but I'm more than willing now. I mean, hey, if it takes 2 weeks to plan it out, that's fine, and that's what I've offered here. So he's like, you can't disassemble my lies because I don't lie like you do. He says, it's not a lie that I don't watch your videos. Okay, so then he goes on to say, so I need other people to point out when you made another video lying about me. Oh, he says, someone's going to tell me and then I'm going to have to watch it. So you don't watch my videos, but then you say you're going to have to watch it. So you admit that you've watched it, and you say if I make another video, you're going to have to watch it. So either you do watch my videos or you don't watch my videos. I don't care who told you or how you found out about it. The point is that I said that you watched my videos and then you lied and you said you didn't. So now you're saying you do. What the hell? And then he's like, I was baptized as a Mormon at age 8, but I had no choice in that, blah, blah, blah. Not even as a child. I always said that was my family's religion, not mine. Hey, whatever the case, if you were a member of the Mormon church, you were a member of the Mormon church. Now, the point is, and I illustrated this in another video recently, is that when you go to these Christian churches and you protest and you're making a big fuss out there, and then they confront you and they say, well, what do you even know about Christianity? What's your, history with it? You'll use your Mormon religion as credentials for what you know. So you use your Mormon credentials when it's convenient, but you deny your Mormon credentials when it's not convenient. So when I say you're acting like a Mormon, you're the religious atheist, like Skeptor calls you as well. I mean, that's my theme for you. You're the religious atheist. But when I say that and I relate it to your Mormon heritage, you get all pissed off and say, I was never a member. Well, now you're saying you were a member. If you were baptized in the Mormon church, that means you were a member. We don't have to go through this you're a liar thing, because I'm not lying. If you were born and baptized into the Mormon church, the baptism thing puts you on the Mormons' records. It wasn't your choice? Whatever. Like I say, I was baptized and raised in the Mormon church. But from an early age, I was smoking cigarettes, 8 years old. I never participated in the Mormon activities. By the time I was 14, I was tattooed from head to toe. By the time I was 15, I was moved out of my parents' house paying rent. I wasn't a church guy. I wasn't going to firesides and Boy Scout meetings and whatever. So, but I still claim that I was a Mormon at one time, because I was on the Mormon records. I was a member of the Mormon church. You either were or you weren't, but you can't have it both ways, especially when you're using that as credentials and then denying it when it's inconvenient. That's disingenuous. The term naked DNA refers to, so I'm not getting into this. That's hyperbole. That is hypothesis. I don't think they've proven that. Maybe they have. I don't really care. They say that that DNA doesn't come first. That the cell comes first. From what I know, that's the standard. From what I've shown in my videos, that's what it is. I've got the videos for reference from the scientists that are working in these fields. Aron is not working in these fields. Whatever. So he talks about RNA and gives me a study. Well, why didn't you give me the peer-reviewed research for this naked DNA? You can give me a study for the RNA, but not for the DNA. Yeah, because it doesn't exist. It's a hypothesis. It's not reality. He says, you don't know what a straw man is. Listen, man, I know what a straw man is. When you prop it up and say, I'm lying about this, lying about that, lying about this, that's a way to reduce my argument. And then, when I prove that I'm not lying, for one, you were a Mormon. I don't care what you say. You were a Mormon. You use it in debates. You tell people that's your credentials for knowing these things, for being raised in it, for having read the Bible, the Book of Mormon, all these things. But when it's inconvenient, you deny it. Now about the feminism thing, that's the next thing. You said I made logically fallacious arguments for feminists. We've already talked about that. I went into the Skeptor videos where he disassembled that whole thing. It's obvious that you promote that, you use that as part of your identity, and in fact, I think it's part of your dogma. So that's another reason why I call you the religious atheist. Skeptor calls you the religious atheist. I call you the religious atheist. You're very stuck on dogma. You like these systems of belief. You like, being the president of this and being the, member of that, and, sticking to the standards of this, and, the social justice, perimeters that people define as social justice, and virtue signaling and all this. I mean, for me, that system that you are participating in is your religion. Take it or leave it. I don't really care. But when you call me a liar for having an opinion about things that are true about you, that's your straw man. He says, several times I told you that I'm not abroad. I can accommodate any hour of almost any day that suits you. Well, listen, I waited 2 days on the internet while you were frantically writing to me. And this is one that I didn't even see. So I said you had made 13 comments to me. This is the 14th one in that time frame that we were talking about. And, they were big, long-winded responses like this one, and even longer. And I figured if you had all the time to do all these responses, why don't we just have a person-to-person chat? But you weren't up for that. You just wanted to keep responding and then saying that I was hiding and ducking away from the debate. Listen, here's the offer right here, and I put it in this post. So take it or leave it. I suspect that you're going to back out of this, but let's see if you'll at least, be respectable and live up to your obligations here. So I said, as for all your rebuttal, you don't have to tell me about being a member of the Mormon Church, but not feeling akin to it. I am the same way. By the age of 14, I was tattooed from head to toe, literally. I had no church involvement, really, other than being baptized. But I won't go as far as to lie and say I was never a member. I fully admit to my membership, which is why it astonishes me that when I say you were once a Mormon, and then you call me a liar for it, because we both know that that wasn't lying. And now it's obvious to me that you were. I said, and that is the basis for the rest of this back and forth with you. Straw men. So if you want to debate, again, I'm good with it. I asked you a dozen questions that you never answered. Half of those questions were about the debate itself. And I listed some of those in this right here, those questions that I asked that he never answered, going back to December, telling him, hey, I'll be landed in Ireland on the 12th. Let me know when you want to do it. And then he never responded. Then I asked him in another one in the same video, hey, what is the debate going to be about? I mean, what is the perimeters here? I asked many times about that, never answered that, and I proved it. So anyway, I said I made a video yesterday, once again accepting your invite, and that was, yesterday the 9th, and today is the 10th. I said, here's what I expect, however. Since you were not giving any perimeters for how this will work, I will agree to 2 hours. You said it would only take 1. I think based on what I have saw of your debate tactics, 2 will barely get us through the word salad of agreeing on definitions. But I will try to hurry it along, and I hope you will agree to that too. So let's try to move that forward fast so we don't have to sit and get stuck on stupid definition word salad crap. I said, secondly, the debate rules are, we each start off with an opening statement that lasts no more than 10 minutes. Then we go in 5-minute rebuttals. At the end, we get 10 minutes for closing statements. I hope that we can find a debate moderator that we can agree on. I used to host a radio show, and my co-host, Ray Crystal, would have been awesome, but he passed away in 2015. So I am not entirely sure who would moderate, but we would need someone because I see how wild your debates get. I've seen them with like Eric Hovind or whatever, however you pronounce his name, Hovind. I've seen, all of your back and forth with Ken Ham. I mean, your debates and other people, even atheists. I see you screaming down atheists when they're talking about your feminism, and you just topple over them with your voice and point your finger in their face and get all crazy. So we're going to have a moderator. That's just how it's going to have to be. So I actually have someone in mind, so I'll mention that in a second. I said, this is my video demonstrating what I have observed from your other debates and why I think it's necessary to have these rules for decorum. So you can see that video, and I'll put a link to it on the screen here and in the description, outlining why I think this needs to have some decorum and some rules. I said, you name the time and date. Realize that I am 7 hours ahead of you. Evenings work best for me. I can do late evenings. But we can do it via Hangouts or on Blog Talk Radio. I just realized that I still have an account there at Sensi Life, blogtalkradio.com/Sensi Life. In fact, I know other another VTR host that we can use as a moderator, and I will contact him if you agree to this debate. I believe he is atheist and slightly liberal, so I think he would be friendly to your point of view. His name is Vern. We'll see. Anyway, those are my terms. Pretty standard for a semi-formal debate. I will arrange pretty much everything. You just need to give me a time. Because last time I tried to arrange it, you're like, no, this day doesn't work for me. I waited for like almost 2 days. It was like 26 hours of trying to get you to get in there and debate with me while you're sitting there frantically commenting on my videos. Instead of just jumping in on a live chat, you sit there and commented, and then you accuse me of backing out. No, dude, it was all you. And it's going to be, you set the time and I'll be there. That's how it is. Do it. Whatever it takes. I'll make it happen. And that's that. So I'll put a few links on the screen, put some links in the description. You set up the date and time. The only time I'm busy is Monday. I have to go. I'm actually traveling most of the day. Monday won't work until the evening, but since we've got a 7-hour time difference, I don't think that'll be a problem. So if you want to do it Monday, as long as it's sometime after 7 p.m. my time, which would be about noon your time, it's good with me. Whenever.
Hear me call God.